Good afternoon from the Red Mic. Uh, Today's message, um, taking a twist on, I'm going to take a few of the comments. Last week, Pat McAfee, uh, sports broadcaster guy, he mentioned on his show that Chargers coach Jim Harbaugh apparently hands out business cards that have his rules for life on them. There's 20 of them, and I'm only going to mention a few of them today, but I suspect I'll share more in the days to come. The first one: seek first the kingdom of God, and all else will be added unto you. I think that kind of speaks for itself, but I had a scoutmaster who had a saying in this same sort of vein. He said, there was only one perfect person, and it's not you. It's not me either. He said, you're going to make mistakes, so correct them and then do your best to not repeat them. It was his way of saying, hey, everybody makes mistakes except, the one who didn't. So don't dwell on them. Fix it, move on. I thought that was great advice then and now. Attack each day with an enthusiasm unknown to mankind. Now, that's always good advice, to work hard and act like you like it, even if you might be having a bad day. Enthusiasm is contagious, I think, and people will pick up on that. So you might be having a bad day, but be enthusiastic about your job and your interactions with people, whether it's your staff or customers or whatever. And people will pick up on that. I'm convinced of that. Who could possibly have it better than you? Now think about all the blessings and advantages that you, yes, you, have today by living today. Your worst day is very likely better than the best day of someone who lived 100 years ago. I mean, you've got better health outcomes, better educations, better technology, all of that. Who could possibly have it better than you? Here's another one. Be better today than yesterday and better tomorrow than today. Now, you've heard, well, maybe you haven't heard me. This is a pretty new page after all, but I've mentioned this, many, many times before, both here and elsewhere. Take it as a personal challenge. Just get a little bit better every day. And in a month, you'll be amazed how far you've come. You'll be miles from where you are right now. So get a little better. Get better today than you were yesterday, and get better tomorrow than you were today. Here's another one. Think, innovate, find solutions. By your talent and effort, you will be known. Now, what does that mean? I'm going to focus on the think and find solutions part of it. And by that, recognize the box or the safety zone that you're in. Your box has walls. Who built the box? Probably you did. Safety zone. Who makes you stay there? Probably you. Don't be afraid to step outside of it. Sometimes some of your best ideas are going to be things that maybe nobody's ever considered or thought of. One of my biggest, well, not one of, several of my biggest failures in the past in my career, I take as instances where I failed to convince my boss that we should try this. I came up with a wild, crazy, harebrained idea, and rather than trying it, we just didn't, and nothing changed. I found that personally frustrating. In at least one of those instances, I wish I had done it anyway, and done the old adage of it's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission, but I wasn't quite bold enough to try it then. So let's see. Here's another one I've mentioned before. Choose a great role model, watch them, emulate them, and then make them proud. Again, pretty self-explanatory. Find somebody that you can follow, that you can try to live up to the examples that they've set. And the last one I really like. The only job you start at the top is digging a hole. So, you can take that a couple of ways. One, and this is a message. I've seen so many videos of young people, particularly, who are upset by how much they make or the menial nature of the jobs that they've got or whatever it is. And you've got to start at the bottom unless you're digging a hole. And if you're digging a hole, metaphorically, if you dig and dig and dig, you're going to look up and then you're no longer at the top anymore. So, every job, this is something my dad said to me. There is dignity and worth in every job. And there's no job that is beneath you. Whatever the job is, do it with humility and grace and to the best of your ability. If you found today's message helpful at all, and you haven't listened to any of my earlier videos or reels, I invite you to browse, as many of them as you'd like. They're all here. I haven't deleted any of them. And if you're here today, I'd appreciate a like if you haven't liked the page already, or a follow if you're not following us. And just as importantly, please share these messages if you found them helpful at all. I'm really trying hard to be as positive and uplifting as possible without, being, too syrupy sweet about it. So, again, like, follow, share. I'd appreciate it. And have a good day, and goodbye today from the Red Mic.